Sonoma. Not much difference. Just you're hitting the gas a little bit sooner and a little bit harder. So it definitely feels just like the old track. Just you got a lot more speed.
So we've heard mixed things on like whether you can feel you guys are 4 seconds faster, so you can't necessarily. It feels like the old Sonoma.
Yeah, it's just on a track this big, you can make up 4 seconds. Like you can lose a half a second in one corner, and you don't even realize it's that much time. It's just we have that much more grip, global grip in the track. It's not one section that you notice that you're way faster. It's just generally the whole track.
Running turn 11 feel different with the big wall there?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little bit blind, but you're kind of getting used to it, and understanding the radius of how far I got to turn the wheel to make the corner without hitting it. So I think there'll definitely be a few that cut it too tight and risk knocking a toe link out, but hopefully it's not us.
Is there any tire wear?
Not that we've seen, no. It's typical kind of heat in the tires, what's kind of making it drop off a little bit in time. But once it cools off, it'll go right back where it was.
You and Marcus had one of the more fun exchanges of the season so far on Twitter about the repave. Are you feeling confident about the repave now that you've been out there on it?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of patches on it, but everything has been pretty smooth. I hadn't noticed any part of the track that you could feel the patches. Certainly you can see them, but you can't feel them. So overall, I think it ended up a net, pretty good result considering all the extra work they had to put into it.
Are you confident it'll hold the entire weekend?
I'm not sure about that. I'm no expert in it by any means, but definitely I think these cars will test it more than any other series that comes here. So we'll certainly know. We got 3 hot days in a row, for this area, and you've got big heavy cars. So
it's because you guys are heavier.
Heavier, yeah. That's gonna push this track to the limit for sure.
Can you take us back to last year?
Would help.
What's that?
Cool temperatures this weekend. Relatively cool, right? So we're not in the 90s. Would that help?
I don't know it feels hot for this area. I don't know what's normal for this area, but mid 80s feels warm. So a lot of it is track temp too. It doesn't look like we're going to have a whole lot of cloud cover, so the track's going to be hotter in general just because of no cloud cover.
Can you take us back to last year where you finished runner-up to Martin, and how, I guess, compare last year to what you expect this year?
Well, we qualified on the pole, and we were really strong in qualifying on all the road courses. And then I'm still trying to get better at them. But Martin was so good at this racetrack at saving his tires and figuring out how much throttle to apply to be good in the long run. And so that advantage kind of is negated a little bit now. But he did come here and test, so it's probably not the same when it's all said and done. So. It's one of my better runs here. I finished second to Tony once. But yeah, I come to this weekend thinking try to get some stage points and finish in the top 10.
I know this is a moot point because Kyle got the waiver, but would it have been damaging to NASCAR had they denied him that?
I'm not really sure because it's a what if, right? And so we don't know, but certainly it was not the kind of publicity that was necessarily positive for that week or so.
From an owner standpoint, does Iowa do anything for you going to that track next week? A new market or?
Yeah, certainly it is a different market for sure. I'm not sure exactly, kind of sponsors that are on the 2311 cars, but it's something I know that they're going to activate around. So that part of it's good.
Is there any market that you'd like to see added?
I haven't thought about it, truthfully.
Dude, Iowa's great. Everyone's gonna love Iowa.
Iowa's the new track this year. I want to know what people want.
Des Moines, downtown Des Moines is underrated.
I don't want a street course in Des Moines.
Me neither.
Well, none of us do, but downtown Des Moines is underrated.
We're gonna race in the streets. Let's go to a big city.
Obviously, there's like a little bit of Frankenstein streets like they used to have.
Yeah.
So it's next week just going to be about fighting.
Yeah, it will be for sure, and certainly it looks like you'll be able to force whoever's on the top of you up into the not so good grip. So yeah, it's very interesting that they paved so much of it, but they didn't pave all of it, you know. So very interesting for sure how that all played out. And still I haven't seen exactly where the strips of grip are, but yeah, we're all going to be fighting for that, the blackest pavement we can find.
What'd you think of the test you had this
Yeah,
week?
I mean, I thought Indy was about what you would expect. I certainly think that qualifying will be a big deal. You know, I think that, in my opinion, if you know, it's too late to do this now, but like, if we could slow those cars down about 10 miles an hour in the corner, and I know we're already running really slow, but you're wanting to see an Indy type race, right? Where there's drafting, slingshot passes at the end of the straightaway. My fear is that we're just going to be the second place car or the third place car, whatever it's going to be, is going to be in such a big wake that you know, they're not going to be able to make up that distance down the straightaway. So it certainly, I believe, will be a track position type race, just because of the corner speeds. We're just on the edge of, you know, having you know, not enough grip there.
So it's not an intermediate race, it's more like a short
No
track.
way, no, it's not going to be a Kansas or anything like that. Now, I mean, we've said it a million times that the wider the track, the better the racing is, and that is the narrowest of narrow tracks.
They're bringing the primary tire to Iowa and New Hampshire, like the same. You know,
The
they're not
primary
like from North Wilkesboro. So
okay,
no,
the hard one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't the not as soft one.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's softer than
Yeah.
so I got curious, like, were you hoping they would bring that option tire, or did you not
Well,
think it made that big a difference to
It
to
seems
rush
like
and get ready?
it seems like they're creeping up on it, because you know, they're going with a softer tire for Indy on the right side, a heavier gauge tire on the left. So we're creeping into it, but you know, certainly at Iowa, they're going to hedge on the side of being cautious with that new asphalt. But yeah, there certainly sounds like from the drivers that were there, they could take, you know, quite a bit, you know, more softer tire there in the future. But you know, they're going to want to see how this all plays out for the first time.
Do you have a prediction for the NBA Finals?
I mean, I thought that Boston, you know, was going to have its hands full, but after last night, I'm not so sure. But I'll go ahead and say Boston in 5.
How fun has it been to run the bracket challenge this year, especially showing how last week it showed that down to the final lap, everything had changed.
It shows that making a perfect bracket is going to be impossible. There's ones that you just cannot predict, and then this weekend it looks like there's like 8 matchups that are coin flips in my mind. So it'll be fun to see how it all plays out, and who wins it this year, and then who wins the big money next year.
There's no way you can give it up. You're stuck.
I mean,
There's no, you can't win this.
if it was up to me,
It'd be gone.
it would be a shot dog. 2311 has said that they're willing to take it in,
But the girls
but the
said
girls
no.
said it's fate that the dog chose them.
Yes.
We saw you.
I say
And it was
you
looking
just
your-
happened to
you
be at
were-
the place that somebody dumped their puppy litter, you know, right outside the tourist attraction, so they knew people like
Was
us
it a whole
would-
litter or just?
I don't know.
Oh.
They just, a ranger had it and was like,
And what do they call it?
Lulu.
Lulu.
Yeah. Which I didn't realize was my mom's nickname when she was born.
Oh, perfect.
Can't argue fate.
It's fate. Now you have 2 dogs.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's great. It's so quiet in your house.
We don't even know what it is. We're getting a DNA test. We're trying to figure out what it is.
You have no idea how old it is.
They said it's going to be big, though.
Oh, perfect. This is so good.
Well, you have a big bus.
This is Austin Dillon, driver of the Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.